Thank you, Atul bhai. Okay, we'll not waste time in arranging the chairs, so we can just have a podium standing this thing, and we'll have some quick question and answer session. If at all, see, everybody is referring Mr. Watway, so no, we don't want chairs. So you'll take time. I'll ask Mr. Watway to ask the questions. Okay, now see, everybody was referring your name, so there is the responsibility on your shoulders, you know. JP, where are you? अरे माइक दे तिकडं समोर समोर समोर
Or good afternoon, everybody. It's delightful to hear everybody is talking about structure and everything. And I hope in practice also you will do the same thing. And I will get the good projects and good size and good core and everything. Really, with aspect ratio and everything, it plays important role in case of high-rise building. It doesn't ask that whether any high-rise is a mass housing or a premium housing. It's a simple thing. Structure is the structure which has to resist the vertical load and horizontal load. So I am very happy that everybody is talking about central core and how to economize. That trick of the trade now, I think so we have passed that pattern to all architects. I am very happy. Thank you, gentlemen.
We don't need structural engineer anymore.
I don't think.
I was expecting you to ask the question. Nobody should answer that question. Now, what is that answer? Question. So, I'll give you the hint. You are working with 4 of us.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep. I'm working for Raymond Realty as well. Okay. Chalo, good. So, out of 4 of us, we all know how to use central core. You said, right? Who does it better? Okay.
That I will give you in the evening.
So, any question?
Any question is simple. Basically, you feel that you have to consult structural consultant along with who is the person who is doing the construction at the initial stage for deciding the type of shuttering and everything. So, what do you feel? Mr. Maheshwari has already said he is using some aluminium shuttering and everything. So while you are first deciding the basic concept of the building, when you are designing the high-rise, how you want to construct, because constructing any high-rise building for 5 years means foundation cost will go for minimum 3 times. You have to construct within 3 years. That is the golden mean. Any building which is above 120 plus minus, you have to construct within 3 years. So how you tackle that? You engage structural consultant, MEP.
This is for whom?
And constructible. I think so. Mr. Maheshwari can answer this.
See, you rightly said, when we gone for the designing this building, we very well thought that the core and sail, which is require a longest time to complete, should be completed in building like a 42-story building. So we planned that this should be completed in 24 months, and then followed by 1 year time required to finish the MEP, etc. Then you rightly said we touch upon with the architects and the structural consultant, and very day beginning we have to give them our design brief, how we are proceeding it and what sort of technology and what sort of material we are using. So the My1 shuttering is definitely the part of it, and then we also understand from them how we have to design that the efficiency aspect ratio you touched upon, how the core has to be worked out, and then how this building has to be efficiently designed so that the optimization of the construction material time and the cost will happen. And then we definitely with the testimony that the project which we are doing in a 40-story building, we have completed out of this building, I think in 4 building, already RCC work is completed, and we have also finished parallelly. Once you reach to the upper level, then you can start the finishes work like putting up the tiles, windows, and other finishes work also. At the same time, you can do also the plumbing. So that's your question's answer.
I'll ask you a question afterwards. You just stay there. You don't know how to ask the question.
Why? You are asking?
No, I'll ask you later. No, their number. Okay, Karl, you have actually shown a very smart presentation, which points out how architecturally we have to do it. And the same thing came from Atul Bhai. Every devil is in detail. I thought architect is in detail. So now I understood architects are devils. But then, yes, rightly said, it's on us actually. We start designing, and if we don't know the basic principles of affordability, we end up into GoFops. And then when we see JP's project, he's working in a place where the prices are not more than 6,000 rupees, and he still achieves better architecture than Mumbai architecture. And how he does that, that is actually the crux of his architecture. He could have explained that, but I think that will need a 1-hour session for him. You know? But he's doing the same in Mumbai. He's doing 2 good projects in Mumbai. I've seen them. And probably next time I want you to present those in detail. Okay, and you rightly pointed out that this is a very generic topic, and affordability and high rise, both of them are location dependent. It will change according to the location, the need, the socio-economic requirement of that locality. Now, according to whatever we discussed today, I have come to a conclusion that yes, affordable high rise is possible. Technology is evolving, like you said, maybe digital printing will be the next game changer. And detailing, of course, it comes with digital architecture. I always say that is the future of our profession. And I think we all are working in this affordability. But one thing is sure, that when we talk about Mumbai, increasing FSI is actually a problem which is carried forward for future. Today we are working on 4 FSI, we used to work on 2. Now 4, what is next? 8, what is next? And if this keeps on happening, where will we go? Our infrastructure is not ready. So keeping that in mind, I think we'll have to work on some better solutions where increasing FSI is not the only solution for mass housing. And probably that is the need of the future. Thank you.
I feel strongly that look at 5 years hence, you will need to start looking at new technologies, new thought processes. Whatever we have been doing is till today is probably correct, but you will need to start looking 5 years hence. Today it is necessary to start thinking in terms of new processes, new thought process and new technology. Without that, I don't think multi-storied housing in the way which is envisaged can work efficiently in future with the way prices of raw materials, which controls a lot of things.
I think what we learned while we did the high-rise building, when you want to utilize the FSI, then you want to go vertical. And if you want to go more vertical, the project life cycle is increased, but at the same time, the DCR, according to that, you have to go land up in creating more basements. And to accommodate these FSI, you have to construct more basements. Either you have to construct more podiums or you have to construct more basements. What we observed that in this all dilemma situation, the cost is increasing, timeline is increasing, and the construction difficulty is also increasing. So one point which is you said to that, we have to see really the increased FSI, which is going in Thane region like MMR region 4.8, and to consume in the plot, sometimes builder has to think that you have to leave FSI also. That because the cost of the FSI is not too large, but at the same time the construction difficulty and the construction timeline cost is also a driving factor.
Everyone has explained why you cannot avoid high rise. We need to hopefully with many years of knowledge being passed down generation to generation, we'll finally hit the sweet spot on what is the ideal Indian high rise with our beloved chhajjas and all of that. We're very proud of it. We don't want to hide from it. and I don't see anything negative. We'll get there and we'll have fantastic living conditions. That's all from me.
All other points are covered, but I like to point out one point on the cost part. That is the National Building Code. Recently, the National Building Code has imposed a lot of conditions, which has made the high-rise, rather the structure, expensive. And in several discussions with Mr. Wadia, I don't think that he is convinced on so many conditions which have been introduced, which are whether, I do not know, I am not a right person as an architect to comment whether they are reasonable restrictions or reasonable norms to design the structure, or they are not under reasonable norms to design the structure. Post Latur, I think a lot of awareness on the earthquake factor, etc. has come. But can we design a building considering the extreme conditions, which extreme disastrous conditions? That itself is a question, and making the present high rises expensive out of it. So I think we require a better panel. I think we require a wider panel which can cover this aspect and talk to the government, talk to the authorities, and we arrive at a right solution and a right conclusion. That's it.
Thank you.